Just people,
Right.
just regular people smashing 24/7. What the fuck's going on? But Reddit's kind of like that too now. Reddit's crazy, but Tumblr was crazier because it was literally like some dude would be like filming, look at those people fucking outside, and it would just be like, you can't find that anywhere else. Like, it was real. It was just like, hey, look, hey, we're in college. Like,
It's like me and my boyfriend.
You guys ever go on like gore sites?
Not anymore. I can't even find them really. I used to go on Live Leak and
The other day I watched a video of like a freaking like cartel guy like eating a guy's heart that he like cut out of his chest.
You go on Reddit?
Yeah.
Oh, they Reddit too?
Oh, so dude, you go deep into Reddit. You go Nature is Metal or Hold My Feeding Tube is watching people literally paralyze themselves. It's crazy.
Whoa, Hold My Feeding Tube.
Yeah, dude. I'll show you some shit on Reddit if you want to see it.
You know what? It's weird because I go through phases where I'm like just curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I used to think like, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Man, there's a reason Live Leak exists and it was getting like hundreds of thousands of views a fucking day, bro. Live Leak used to be some serious business. Did you ever used to go on it when it was like still rated R? Now it's like PG.
Yeah, well, so is Reddit too. It used to be the Wild West. 4chan, well, 4chan's still pretty, like.
Yeah, 4chan's still pretty up there, but man, I remember when Live Leak was like really kicking. You go on there and just watch straight up executions and shit. And not my favorite thing to do. That's fucking weird to say, but the thing I used to do is I used to be like, let me see the last second before he realized he was alive. Like, let me just look at him before he realized.
Well, there's like this curiosity because you're, there's like that part where you're curious of like your own mortality, you know.
Oh yeah. That
so
is
it like, you know what I'm saying, like I watched the video of this cartel dude like get his head sawed off with a chainsaw while he's alive. Did you see that one?
No, not that one. No.
See, he's lucky because his nephew, like, they just sawed his head off with a knife. I would rather have my shit cut off with a chainsaw.
Facts.
It's faster.
But like, dude,
I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen, but
I saw a bar fight one time, and a guy pulled out a gun to protect himself during the bar fight, and then he shot one guy, and then some other guy shot him while he was shooting that guy. Ooh. So it made my awareness go up to think like, damn, if I did have a gun and I pulled that bitch out to shoot somebody, and like there's other people around, who knows if somebody's gonna shoot me when I pull it. Once you pull that piece out, it's like anybody can just take you out at that point. Like, he's a threat. Like,
yeah, they don't know.
Yeah, so social awareness was the biggest thing I learned from Live Leak. Not social awareness, but like just awareness about what the fuck can actually happen to you in the real world. Like, if you fuck around, if you get involved in something, like what can fucking happen to you. But anyways, off the fucking Live Leak, what a way to start a fucking podcast. But anyway. Danny G Beats. God damn, what's going on with you?
What up, though?
How you doing? What'd you do today, man? You were at the studio all day, or did you take a break?
No,
today
I took a break.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I worked on a couple things, bro, but I picked my girl up from the airport and shit, and just kind of chilled.
What's it like? Is the business consistent of being a producer right now, an independent producer?
Yes.
It's very consistent, right? Like, you don't have to worry about. Do you have to worry ever?
Well, I want to say like there was like a couple months, like the last couple months, like before the holiday, it wasn't as consistent. I also was probably going through like my own stuff where I, was not really feeling up to it because I think I felt a little burnt out. So yeah, my money slowed up a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, I turn people down.
Yeah,
and not because I want to, but it's just like. There's only so much I can do. I also don't want to burn myself out, and I tend to do that.
Right on. Talk about the process, obviously. People don't know the tediousness of being a producer. I record music with my band, so I can kind of see what the fuck a producer and engineer has to go through and shit like that. For the majority part, you love it, right? But talk about the parts that you don't love about being a producer.
Yes, I do love it. The parts I don't like about, or I don't want to say like don't like, I want to just say like the things that can be, frustrating. It could be the way like certain artists, come in the studio, sometimes their attitudes or even their expectations. I've had clients that came in, let's say they want to sing on something. They are terrible at singing. Yeah. And they think that I can just put auto-tune on there and just make it sound really lush, Yeah. And you can't polish a turd. Now, maybe I could use like the graph mode in Melodyne or something. But this is a stretch, bro. because I'm still polishing a turd. And number two, if I got to use Melodyne or a graphical editor for autotune, I'm not doing that for $60 or $100.
Yeah, it's more.
That's extra on top of the mix. Like,
yeah.
So and they just
people come in expecting it, right? I'm coming in expecting my $60 an hour includes that autotune. It includes you making me sound like a fucking mainstream artist, right?
No, like what people also have to realize too is like. What I've noticed is like people come in just thinking like I'm gonna do 5 songs and I'm gonna do this, and they have the expectation of having a finished like product, when realistically like you need to take it serious. If you are good at doing like a one take, like I got a new guy that I started working with. His name's Rocket, and I think he's pretty good. He's also good at doing one takes, like not punching in. Like he's got great breath control. So we're able to do stuff a lot faster. You know, we're not punching in like each bar. So like he's just doing it and it sounds good. Maybe we'll redo a couple things, but it's pretty streamlined. Now a guy like that, you know, with the time that we have, like we could, you know,
mess around a little bit more afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But even if we didn't finish it, it's like, just come back next time and we'll finish it. You know, like it doesn't have to be done that day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but people think that, or they're trying to just penny pinch or whatever. And like, you can't do that. Some people, like I said, some people are at a level where we can move faster.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm in the studio recording myself, and I see like there's just different rules applied to different circumstances. It's not like always as strict as just
it never
is. Right?
And well, I'm like you were saying, like what's the worst parts about it? Like I guess my sleep schedule is pretty messed up. I fucking gained some weight because I just sit around all day. But those are really my problems, because I can, you know, you do have to make that time to take care of yourself too.
Oh, for sure, yeah, man.
So that's something that I'm still working on. You know, like I haven't figured that out.
I've been seeing you at the gym, man. I've seen you a couple times, man. I know you.
Oh, that was like 2 months ago.
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. Right now, Baby Tron's taking off. Obviously, you play a pretty big role in helping his production come along. Talk about the process working with Baby Tron.
Tron is he is a workhorse. He's just getting better all the time, like with just all of his wordplay and everything. We've been experimenting, you know. Shout out to like Mark Anthony. He's been working with him a lot too. He's at the Hip Hop Lab with us, and we've both been like, me and Mark. We've been experimenting a lot with him. You know, doing like multiple song beats, whether, you know, like I just did a Pirates of the Caribbean thing with him, where I just sampled like a ton of different songs from the official soundtrack or whatever, and I just made like a bunch of different beats, and it's like it's just like a multi-beat song, and it's like you're traveling through the universe like of that, you know. Like I did a Star Wars one, like you got to check it out. It's on Pin Reaper 2. It's the last song on the album.
Did you have something to do with that?
The Harry Potter one.
Did you have something to do with that or how many instrumentals he did in one take thing that he did recently?
No, that was I think Mark recorded that, and Tron also recorded that. Those were, you know, already like Detroit, like beats from like Detroit artists, as you know. So I don't know where they acquired all of them, but
it's pretty awesome though, because let's rewind a little bit, right? Obviously, you're doing pretty damn well. Everybody's recognizing your name. Your name's actually like flourishing a lot in the scene right now, and that's
so weird because I'm just me. I don't even realize it.
Well, you're putting in the work, right? And it's getting out there. And obviously, I think you guys are funny on Instagram too. It's like you use your social media platforms to create awareness for your brand, but also to spread like some entertainment value. So it's awesome.
Oh yeah. Because we're just like, I know me, I'm just like a weird dude. Like I used to watch like Tim and Eric and like Eric Andre, and like I just always thought that type of stuff, just like stupid shit, is funny.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, it's just like really just a part of like who I am, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like you're trying to mold into, you know, cater or anything like that. You're you, and everybody loves it, right? Let's rewind though. Let's go back to when you first started making music, when you first started making beats itself.
Wow, yeah, that's kind of like a while ago. I first started making beats 2013, the end of 2013. Like right before I went to jail. I went to jail for like a year back then. So I made this really shitty ass beat. And I found it, bro. I found it in my Google Drive, bro. Yeah. And I was listening to it the other day and I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And like, but anyways, like I didn't know how to like lay it out into like a beat. So it was just like a pattern. And I just bounced it out into like a pattern, and it's just like all these different, dude.
What got you into?
I gotta pull it up, bro.
Wait, now? Yeah, you could.
I mean, let me find it. Yeah, I can find it.
That's an hilarious clip. Your first beat ever,
dude. This is so embarrassing though. But
you could probably sell that bitch somehow. Like, this is my first beat.
I should rap on it for real.
Or just reinvent it somehow. I was like, hey, shit, this is my first beat.
I don't think there's reinventing this one, bro.
Do you think any rapper could save this beat and if he got on this shit? Do you think there's one rapper in the world that could like possibly make it work somehow?
I mean, you can never say never though. Because
Tyler, the Creator, maybe he could get on that bitch and be like, all right, I'll make something happen for
you. Like,
you.
if you really like listen to some songs, bro, like pay attention to the beat. And listen to like the different elements of it.
For sure.
And whatever, you know, like sometimes they are like kind of some shit you probably wouldn't think is good, right? But somebody likes it, man.
For sure.
Because, you know.
No, yeah, everybody, bro, half the people are going to love you, half the people are going to hate you. And some people like shitty things, too. That's another weird thing I figured out. Some people like stuff that sucks. It's all about the emotion and the heart and if it resonates with you. If it touches your soul, you end up fucking
That's why you can't really always say the thing, you know, everything's, you know, shitty.
Yeah.
Because one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Facts.
But also, it might still be shitty, but you have an appreciation of it. Maybe it's funny.
Dude, a first beat ever, that's an appreciation. I can't actually wait to hear this.
What the hell did I call this thing? I'm going to find it. Oh,
you're good, man. Take your time. We're just no fucking shot clock here.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, no! I found it.
You found it? Hell yeah.
This is awful. Where do I send this to? What do I do with it?
You can play it through the microphone and then I'll sync it up later.
Oh my God, dude. All right. All right, so this is like the first beat I ever made, all right?
All right.
Bro, I just found all these sounds in FL.
Where'd you find
Hey, low-key, I should just rap on it.
It kind of slaps.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm telling you, bro, like, I thought this shit was so hard, too.
All right, listen. Let me tell you something. We're auctioning off this beat. The highest bid.
Oh,
we're auctioning off that beat. The highest bid receives that beat. Whoever the fuck wants it.
And a Kid L feature on it.
And a Kid L feature.
Oh yeah, here we go. That Lex Luger like riser transition. That's great.
What got you on the computer to make a beat?
Lex Luger, 808 Mafia.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I mean, if we were to back it up, my dad's been a musician all his life. So is my grandpa. My grandpa was a musician. He owned a record store, like a pretty big record store, like on like out in St. Clair Shores, I think it was. They still own the building actually, but he played the piano. Like he actually played shows. My grandma hated it. She had 5 kids, including my dad, obviously. So. My dad was a drummer. He got into music too. My dad's also a musician. Like he does a lot of different stuff. But that's one of his like main things, like main hustles. Like
so, you grew up around music.
Yeah, but it's crazy because I always wanted to play it, and he never really taught me. But that's not an excuse because I think I just was expecting him to like teach me or whatever.
Right.
When I really needed to do it, because whenever I had the opportunity, like I always got frustrated, you know. But I was a skateboarder. I got into skateboarding and I really loved that. I got really good at it. I put all the time into that to get good at it, you know. And I could have done the same thing with an instrument, but I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
I wanted to. My dad got me GarageBand. Or it came on.
It comes on the computer.
It comes on the computer, yeah. So, like in 2005 or 4 or whatever, like when it first came out, like he was showing it to me, and I made like a little beat or whatever. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
But I kind of had that, you know, like feeling of always wanting to do it.
Yeah.
But
like naturally wanted to make some music.
Yeah, for sure.
But probably the drum set was like the eye that you had on, and it's just like you were waiting for opportunity for it and shit like that.
Yeah, somebody had. I think it was my stepbrother. He was a drummer too, and he was pretty good. And I think he like said some like bullshit to me and was like, "You just want to play the drums because like we're all doing it." Like, I'm just like, Damn, bro, you just crushed me, dude. Like,
right on.
fucking asshole.
No, I picked up the sticks because
you play the drums,
yeah,
don't you?
yeah, I play the drums, but I just walked into. I always knew I wanted to play the drums, and then the first time I saw it at my cousin's house, I'm like, I'm fucking wrecking this thing.
Yeah.
And I remember my cousin got pissed because when somebody sucks at the drums, you don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, he's like, can you just stop, bro? And I was like, God damn it. But me and him ended up starting a band together, and we're like, dude,
you guys still play together?
Yeah, dude, we're performing at the Winterfest in Royal Oak on the 20th, and we've done Arts,
Nice.
Beats and Eats, we've done Dally in the Alley, we performed at a lot of fucking venues, man. But we're chilling. Nick takes our photos. And
You guys
shit.
get paid for it, right?
For this one come up, yeah, we
Yeah.
did, yeah. But nothing. I mean, we don't, What
Yeah,
are
I
you
know.
gonna do with it?
Look, my dad tells me about it all the time. Like a lot of these venues, like when you're like a lower level like band, like
You don't get shit.
because it's different, bro. It's different. It's different than a rap show. It's all different than that. It's a completely different world. But they don't want to pay you, and especially like the younger guys, they want to be like, yeah, we're gonna give you exposure, like some bullshit like that. Like
Yeah. Well, I like it because what they do that's different than any other industry in rock and in this shit is they circuit you. So like if you do really well at a performance, they're gonna tell other stage venues like, yeah, this is a good band, or this credential matters now
Right.
that you performed there. Like you proved that you performed at Dally and Alley, you can come perform at our event, and they trust you. You have that credibility. So that's the
But
only
it's
cool part of it.
networking. It is network. It's networking too because you don't know who's at these shows. Like there's like maybe another guy that owns a restaurant or something is just hanging out there or whatever, and seeing you and was like, shit, I need somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, yeah, it's definitely like a resume,
Oh yeah, and you get a couple dollars for it. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
So obviously drumming and beats are kind of similar to some degree.
Well, look, man, I always love music, family of musicians. I found hip hop and I really loved it. Rap music, like we're talking, years. I'm 28 now, so like I was listening to rap music since I can remember. But I always wondered how they made the beats, like damn, like I want to do that shit. And I don't exactly remember like, oh no, I do. I had a friend, Mefta Beats, fucking sick as hell. He makes beats on like a SP404, like it's like a sampler. It's a drum machine, but it's really technically like a sampler.
Okay.
And he would sample all the drum sounds and everything like from vinyl and stuff. And
Cool.
yeah, he got really good at it, but he was like one of the first people I knew like in my area that was doing that. And then another friend got a drum machine. He let me borrow it and I was messing around with it, but I never actually learned how to sequence anything. So that's technically before 2013. But I think I was on YouTube and I seen like Lex Luger making a beat for Waka Flocka. Like, and I just was like, whoa, FL Studio, like I've heard of that, like I can download that, I can pirate that off the Pirate Bay. Like I was like, I know exactly, because my dad torrented a lot of shit growing up because he's a musician, so he torrent
For sure.
discography. So I've been on the torrent game like forever.
Yeah.
And I knew you could torrent programs and shit, so that's where it started. I torrented it on my mom's laptop.
Are you are you born in Detroit or are you in?
No, I was born in Southfield.
Okay, cool.
And I was raised in Commerce Township.
So obviously growing up
Walled
with
Lake.
a musician,
Walled Lake, baby.
was your dad a successful musician? Were you guys living okay?
Yeah.
Like everything was cool?
Well, all right, so yeah, like he was able to survive on it, but he also did like database work. Like this man is like a jack of all trades, and like in a good way. Like it's not a bad thing like at all. Like he would do database work. Like I mean, this guy can like put drywall up. Like he can do a lot of things very well.
Yeah.
So he always just had different bags.
But he still had that outlet with the music. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how the hell? I mean, you don't seem like a guy that ever end up in jail. How the fuck does that end up happening?
I think, drugs and alcohol.
For sure.
Yeah, just like I don't know. I think like childhood trauma and just hanging around the wrong kids and like just being angry about shit, like just being an angry kid, like I just started, I don't know, there's like a slippery slope, it just starts happening. Like I was kind of like a bad kid. Like I'd sneak out and like put logs in the road. Like me and my friends, like we would take big ass logs, bro, and put it in the middle of the street. And he lived on like the street, right? And these motherfuckers speeding, bro. And like his house, like his room was upstairs, bro. So and there's a window and it's not far from the street. So you can lob shit at cars. and you can see what's going on. So we go put that log out there and just wait for somebody. And or like, you know, like the metal signs, you bend them in half into like a 90-degree angle, and you put it out in the road. You take like the plastic sign part out, and then you leave it in the road. It's dark, they can't see it, and the car catches it, bro, and sparks fly everywhere.
Yeah.
And just like fucking, I don't know, bro. We were just like some angry kids. We thought that shit was so funny, bro. Like, throwing wrenches, like his dad's like tools and shit, bro. Anything.
Yeah. I was kind of like that too.
I hit a cop car, dude. I hit a cop car with like a can, like a jar of olives and a handful of silverware, bro. Like, and I'm like, ugh. I didn't even know it was a cop car, bro. And we run around and we're hiding in the crib, and we just see like 6 cop cars like patrolling everywhere.
Was that when they got you for the year?
No, this is like when I'm in 8th grade, bro. This is like before I
You guys
ever
are
got
fucking
caught.
devils, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like I would never do some shit like that ever again.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is a long time
But
ago.
hey, like that shit was, I don't know, it released something for me.
Doing that.
But drugs, man, drugs and alcohol, like I want to say, like really derailed me for like a long time, bro. And I started like selling drugs and scamming, you know, and I think a lot of it had to do with, for one, you can pay to party and shit. I never wanted to take responsibility or, you know, for anything, for my life, you know. I was just like a freaking kid, you know. I just wanted to, just like fucking Peter Pan, bro. Like, just not wanting to grow up, not wanting to get a job, not wanting to, and be, you know, I think I was afraid to do something, to try something and you know, go for something.
Yeah.
You know, like I was so lost, bro, for a while. Like skateboarding was great, but like, what do you do? You're not going to be a pro. Like I was good, but like to be a pro and then to be a pro that gets paid, bro, like
Right.
you there's like few and far in between, bro. Like look into that shit. Like,
So focus was just like you didn't have like a goal.
no, dude, like I just skated and it was great. Like it was good for me, like, but I didn't have anything else, bro, and I was so lost, bro. And yeah, dude, I fucking got into a lot of trouble, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I got caught with like selling weed and shit, and I got caught scamming, which actually like wasn't even really like, it was 3 felonies, but it wasn't even really like, I got probation for it.
Damn.
But yeah, like the one time she gave me a year in the county, and then like the last time I got in trouble, this is like the monumental part of it all, because the last time I got in trouble, I was selling like a lot of shit, like ton of Zans, like Molly, all types of shit, right? That shit's at my girlfriend's crib. I literally go to I had all this trim, and I had my boy make me some wax out here in the city or whatever. And I'm leaving, bro, and I'm driving through Farmington. I'm high on lean, like just high as fuck, but I had a prescription for it.
Okay.
I'm just so fucked up, bro. And I see a cop, bro. He's like about to pull me over. I smell like weed. I got a fucking ounce of wax, dude. And so I'm like, shit. I turn around and I'm thinking about throwing it, and I didn't, because I'm fucking high and stupid. And I'm like, no, I'll just turn around and he won't be there. I turn around and like get back on the Grand River or whatever. There he is. Pulls me over. He's like, hey, you been smoking? It smells like weed. And I had like a little nug of weed on my shirt. And I'm like, fuck. Step out of the car, you know? But I was on probation for the scamming shit. She just gave me like 93 days for it. Like, all right, I'm just going to close this case out.
93 days in...
Yeah, in the county.
Okay.
In Oakland County. And I just fucking...
So is that
I didn't even do the whole 93. I did like 72.
Is that... So the year was separate from that?
Yeah, that was separate, bro.
Oh,
like, so
shit.
I bonded out for that and then just never showed up to court. Which is why I'm pretty sure he gave... Well, that's why he gave me a year, bro, because I never showed up to court. They picked me up on a warrant, like, freaking almost a whole year later.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I was on bond for that. Like, he let me out on bond for it. I had to bond out again for that, and then I didn't show up to a drug test, and then he just was like, all right, dude, bond revoked.
What's it like?
And then he's like, you also violated your other probation with this charge, so I don't really feel like you're fit to just go on probation. I think you need some jail time.
What's like that moment when you're in court and they say you're going to be in jail for a year now. Like, what happened to your heart? What happened to your body when they gave you that?
Dude, I was just so sad about it because it was fucked. But I was like, at least I'm not going to the joint because I know I'm going to get out. I think that's the problem with prison is like I used to hear people all the time like, oh yeah, the joint ain't shit. And like it's like, well, it is. It's some bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. And if you go to prison, one of the biggest things reason why you don't want to go to prison is because you don't have an out date. They could flop you. What if you get into trouble while you're in there? What if some shit happens while you're in there and you turn that 2-year sentence into 15 or life? Like that shit happens all the time,
man.
So, but yeah, no, it was shitty, bro. But eventually, I just had to come to terms with it, and that's when I really started. That's when I really started to like take accountability. Like, oh wait, maybe I'm not like a good person. Like maybe I'm kind of an asshole. Maybe I've done a lot of shitty things to people, and I've just ran away from my problems and all this shit. Maybe I don't need to be doing drugs. Maybe, because drugs themselves aren't necessarily bad. It's your relationship with them,
right? Right.
But at the same time, I'm in sobriety. Like I don't see a reason for why I would ever, do some heroin or do some crack or some coke or some Molly. Like there's no reason for me to. I don't see what that would do for me.
Right, yeah. Yeah, man, I've been there, man. I remember my Xanax and alcohol days. Fucking just, you wake up the next day and like you get 1,000 phone calls from people confused on what the fuck you were doing last night. Why did you do that again? And I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember why I did that, but
yeah.
And you just wake up to a bunch of people pissed off at you and just crazy shit, dude. Oh my, I don't even want to go back to thinking about
I know,
that,
it scares me.
Man, yeah. Now it's like the norm. Like people are just doing drugs and talking about it so freely and openly, and it's like, damn, bro, how do you do like life though? Like, how do you?
I've learned so much from sobriety, bro. Like, I think the benefits are outweighed by all the negatives.
For sure.
If there are, because there's always some benefit,
It's a discussion, yeah, for sure. Like some people, it opens their mind or relaxes them, relieves a little bit of tension, and you can explore.
Alan Watts always used to talk about hanging up the towel at some point. I used to listen to him a lot.
About just being sober?
Whenever he talked about like drug use, so like LSD or whatever. Like I did a lot of acid.
Oh yeah.
a lot of psychedelics, DMT and stuff.
You said once you get the message, hang up.
Yeah, that's what it was. See, I was still trying to listen to the message though. Like at the time when I was listening to him. So I hadn't got to that point, but
you're like, man, this waiting music hits.
Talk about the music career expanding to where it is now. How did it get from where it started to where it is now?
Detroit music?
Me?
Detroit music.
Oh, just in general.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh,
just in general. It doesn't have to be just Detroit, but how you got to the point where you are now.
Oh, how did I get to?
Yeah, for sure. I'm talking about you. Like, how did you talk about the point where you started till now, and like how did it develop? Talk about the timeline a little bit.
Yeah, so that whole, just to finish off the last thing, I just started to, when I was in jail that last time, I had literally was just like, the whole time I was like, I'm about to just make beats. Yeah. I don't care. I'm broke. Like I lost all my money. I lost everything. I'm going to have to move back with my mom, thankfully, because some people can't do that. So I was grateful for that. But I was like, I'm just going to make beats, bro. I'm going to go hard and make beats every day. That's what I did. I came home. 2019, I actually was making beats in rehab because I had to go to rehab, and I was making beats in there. Like I finessed my way to have my laptop and shit, and like, so it started there, bro, and I just stayed consistent with it for like almost a whole year, and like that's 2019. Then the pandemic happened. I was working like construction and whatever, just shit, and my girlfriend was like, because I was playing Shitty Boys. I was a fan of Shitty Boys, like just listening to them, but I wasn't making Detroit beats or anything. She's like, you need to make a Shitty Boys beat, because I kept playing Jesus Shuttlesworth in the car, Baby Tron, and I made a Shitty Boy beat like early into the pandemic, and I tagged them in it, and Stan actually hit me up, and he loved the beat that I made. It was Fuck Corona. It was on his album Scam Will. But then, yeah, like, so I just tapped in with them, man. I just tapped in with Stan and D, TRD. shout out to him. I started locking in the studio with them. Because I was like, how can I like maximize, working with these artists and actually build a relationship that's not through email. I'm like, I'm here in Michigan. So I just asked them, I hit them up and I'm like, I'm about to lock in the studio session, like pull up.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. Like that's before I started engineering and stuff. So then when Lando was opening the studio, I had been working with them for a while, and D, put in a good word for me, and Lando hit me up.
So tagging isn't dead, huh? At the end of the day, like
no, tagging isn't like. No, it just I think it just depends on how somebody's feeling that day.
Right on, right?
Like they might hear something and like they kind of need a beat and they're feeling inspired and they're like, hey, this is hard. Like, let me hit this guy up and get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it kind of is. Like, I don't know.
Because it's over. It depends on, what my theory is with that shit is you got to get somebody while they're on the way up, but not too up yet. So you probably caught them just at the right time. Like, they're still figuring it out themselves. And then there's this guy who, like, put his effort in the time and the shit's sweet. And then they're like, let's fucking do it. But then sometimes you could do that and they already are. Imagine if you tag them now, like tag Baby Tron now, I'd probably, I got 1,000 of those guys doing this now.
And I'll tell you right now, like, you know this shit, bro. Like, they don't read half their DMs.
Oh, nobody does, yeah.
I don't even anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's just hard to. It's hard to juggle everything.
It is, man. I'm trying
to find. Who do you entertain?
methods.
Like who do you want to? You're like, maybe I want to talk to this person.
I have that. Do you have the primary general shit set up in yours where you have primary and general? I'm still, even with that, it's still hard. It's still fucked up
because it's like now I got to put you in a category. Yeah. Like this is so weird. Like
that's what I've been doing.
You're going into general.
Yeah, like I put the primary annoying. Like people who are potential. Like most likely some business will eventually happen. Then the general's like the bitches and the fucking friends and just random bullshit. But it's still hard, man. I got like 99 unread messages and I'm just like, bro, none of this. Like, you know what I do though? I know which ones are the money ones. But I don't have to open the message anymore. I can kind of look at the outside of the text and just be like, this is money. That sounds like money. And then just keep kind of scrolling.
How do you know who's bullshitting you though?
Because when you read so many fucking messages, you know how people approach it when they're serious.
Yeah.
Somebody messages you a certain way, you know this guy is a potential customer. Now I can literally read like the first 3 words they say and be like, you're bullshit. I'll come back to it though. I'll be like, I make sure you're not bullshit. Because sometimes those dudes with 300 followers and shit end up being the ones who pay the most money. It's so weird. It's like the guy who is nobody knows who the fuck he is. He messaged you in the most whack way possible, aggressive, weird ass way. But then all of a sudden he's like, I got the rack right here. What's your cash app? I'm like, oh shit, my bad, bro. I should have hit you up 3 months ago. I guess it's just intuition now. You just know.
Do you ever respond to somebody like 2 weeks later, like a month later? Like,
yeah, all the time, all the fucking time.
I always feel bad about that.
But sometimes it's like for them, it's even more crazy. Like, oh shit, bro, it took him 2 months. That's how fucking busy this guy is. That's awesome. Let me get in on that. But then some people, it's like, oh, dude, I already found somebody, and you fucking
you can't win them all, man.
Yeah, you can't. So I'm doing fine right now. Like I'm not.
No, you seem to be doing pretty fine.
I'm chilling, bro. Like I'm not even stressed about none of that shit. With you right now, it kind of happened in a burst for you as far as like obviously you built your skills, you built your ability to get to this point.
Yeah, I want to say like since that 2013, I was on and off with it. I was doing on and off like being sober and going back to partying and taking a bunch of drugs and drinking. So, but like. I was learning stuff. I wasn't consistent, but as soon as I decided to become consistent, a little time goes on.
It all clicked together because you have the tools and the ability and the craft and the talent, right? So talk about, it's a short burst for me in opinion because I feel like your name just started really popping this year and mid to late last year was when it really started like jumbling. But you've been on Apple Music, you've been top charts, I think you said 5 times now. Talk about that process and seeing those numbers and talk about the songs that was for.
Okay, so Rio and Mike's album, Dumb and Dumber 3. I think I had track 5 or track 8. I forgot what song it was. I forgot what it was called. You'll hear it though. You'll hear. Oh shit, this is DGP. That was on there. That made Billboard. Rio's album, the one that just dropped, Fiend Lives Matter. I did Dope Fiend Friday. I produced it and mixed it. I recorded him. I did all the stuff I did with Rio at the Hip Hop Lab. Actually, that's not true. The one song that I sent to him that we didn't record was Dope Fiend Friday, and that's because he kept asking me, like, before he dropped the album, like, hey, can you mix this for me? I'm like, I don't have the session, bro. I don't have the session. He kept asking me. He's like, dude, when did we record this? Can you mix it? And I'm like, dude, I didn't record it.
Right.
Like, the one song, though. And then I did the outro. But yeah, no, the album did really well. It's got, like, I think Dope Fiend Friday had, like, 3 million streams on Apple Music.
God damn, yeah. Collectively, do you know how many views?
The YouTube, it's at, like, 2.3 million views right now.
Do you know how many streams you have collectively, or, like, rough gauge, like, what number
It's
you're
in
at?
the millions.
For sure.
Like, I don't know. I don't really keep track of it. I know, like, Baby Tron's album that we did, that was on Billboard Heat Seekers. What else, man? Damn, I really got to take inventory. I should have taken inventory.
For sure. Because dude, when you're working so hard, it's hard to keep track. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of stopped, and I wish that I was more organized by, like, maybe making a list on my computer and dragging stuff in there, like files, and being like, this was...
Maybe when the time comes, if things slow down, you need to reestablish your credentials. But, like, when you're so busy, it's like it's just another number. It's like, all right, work. Yeah,
and it's cool because I'm trying to order, like, some billboard plaques from Jewel Box Platinum, but they just take forever to respond. But just, like, you know, as, like, a reminder, you know, I know it's not a gold or platinum, but, you know, we did do something.
Less than 1% of fucking music. Is anybody getting a million people listening to anything they fucking
We were
made?
number 8 on Apple Music, or number 6 or something. The Rio album.
Yeah.
We made number, like, 8 on all genres worldwide, I think. At some point, you know, and it stayed on the charts. So did Tron. Tron stayed on the charts for a while.
Worldwide for the number 8 spot?
No, Tron was.
I'm saying with Rio though.
Rio was.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude.
So I mean, that's really cool, you know.
Fuck yeah,
like,
bro.
But it's weird because I feel like I'm a little, like, desensitized to all this. Like, I'm, you know, and the one thing I try to not ever let, like, my ego just, you know, where I'm like, oh, I've made it, you know, like that feeling.
Yeah, you can't ever do that. Yeah,
hell
literally.
yeah, I've made it. Yeah, you know, I did produce this and I made this.
Because
this is awesome.
I personally know producers, like, at the top of the game from Detroit, and it's like they were the shit at one point, and then they didn't realize, like, how to manage it, and now they're, like, scraping for every feature they can, or they'll sell their beats for, like, 5 cents basically. Like, here's
like, hey man,
I'll tell you
$7, bro.
I'll tell you the name
Pack
after.
Newports.
One second. Let me text this guy real quick.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
We got 19 minutes left on your battery.
Okay, that's cool. We'll be done in 20. I wanted to keep this longer, but that should be fine.
Okay. You can probably plug it in if you need to, but we're almost going to be, like, just shy of an hour, I think.
Oh yeah, that's cool. No, man, you're definitely gonna come back. We're not gonna end it now, but like 20 more minutes. But yeah, I definitely want to have you back.
No, it's cool. I really wanted to do this. Like, this is, I watch. I don't watch every single one of your podcasts. Like, not everyone, but
dude, I don't even watch my podcast. Huh?
Well, it's hard to, like. That's what's crazy, bro. Like, I won't even listen to my songs sometimes.
For sure, yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, I do, but I had already listened to it so many times.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, like, because, well, not all the time. I don't always know that a placement's gonna come out, but, like, a lot of times I get the song back, or, like, I recorded it, so, you know, I mixed it. Like, a lot of Tron stuff. Like, I've heard it already. Not that it's not worth listening to, but I'm already on to the next thing.
Yeah, no.
And that's what I think we need to be doing as, like, You're a director. You're not a videographer, by the way.
I'm a productionist, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, okay,
directing, yeah.
Yeah, but you direct.
Yeah.
I met this director. I met him at the lab yesterday, and he's from LA. He's been working with one of our artists, J100, and super fire. I've never heard of him before, but he's worked with some industry people and stuff. But he explained that to me, like, a videographer is like somebody that just shoots weddings and, you know, stuff like that, like events and stuff.
You're a camera operator when you're a videographer. You just operate the camera, what needs to be shot, here's what's happening. When you're directing, in essence, you're deciding how that whole visual is going to come out So you need to make sure that the shots are proper. You need to make sure that the talent's in order, that everything's happening in the way that the story's supposed to be told. In essence, you're telling the story through visualizations, right? So that's what the director's supposed to do.
You got a narrative, and you're not just like, all right, dude, just stand over there, I guess. And,
that's how I started when I was shooting music videos. Because when I first started shooting music videos, dude, I was such like a fucking like square. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just like, all right, fellas. What are we supposed to do? Like, and they're like, just record.
Like, what do you guys want to do? Like, what do you guys want to?
And then I would start thinking of the most gimmicky shit. I was like, bro, sit on that table and kick your leg out while the blunt's on your leg. And then they're like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, this is supposed to be us chilling and you videotaping us chilling. That's why I like when Kiefer said, he's like, what am I doing shooting motherfuckers getting high for? Because it's true. You go to a music video to shoot a music video, and it's really just like them chilling. And then they rap like, all right, yeah, I got you. But then the guys like Jerry PhD take it to the next level. I tried to take it to the next level where it's like, let's actually put it together. Let's tell a story. Let's make it fun. Let's make it vibrant. Let's make it engaging for the eyes and all that shit. A videographer is not going to do that. They're just going to pull up and say, all right, what's going on here? But yeah, man, just like, I feel like you can't really do that with too many other fields. Like, I don't think in the producing there's a come in here and just get recorded and
well, no. So here's the other thing. One of the things that I've been learning too is like, so I have a lot to learn about engineering, even producing. I'm at a really good level, but I would never say I'm always going to be a student. But I used to just, I didn't really understand, the whole process, bro. It's, you got to have the vibe, bro. You got to click with them, You gotta every good mix starts with a good solid recording, that's properly leveled, at the right gain levels. Yeah. So those are some basic things, but we're doing more than just making music. Like some people, that's what they do. But I've been getting into like, especially like when I have a song with Tron, I get to be creative. Like we're doing these multi-beat songs, and even if it's not that, like I'm like, I got the stems for this, so I'm able to like we're creating something. Yeah, we're creating more than just like, all right, just press record and
you guys are tailoring it. It's not just record. It's like you're actually making it make sense and bringing out the best of its abilities or whatever the potential for the song can be.
Even giving ideas. Like I know not that I want to be like taking credit for this, but we did the Harry Potter song, which is crazy. My friend wanted one. Sweet Tea like asked me to make that beat for him, and I did. And then I posted a snippet, and then I literally decided like, oh, let me just send this to Tron real quick. And I almost didn't, but like he's like, dude, yeah, send me that or whatever. So we do that, and we're like bouncing off ideas. Even at the end of it, when we're like, what are we gonna name it? I was like, Half-Blood Prince. And like we came up with some different ones, but that just made sense. Like it just made sense. Like it's just like it just sounds sweet. Like, and that's like one of the books.
Oh yeah,
I read the books.
Yeah, I know.
I read the books when I was in jail. Yeah, and I always loved Harry Potter like that, but that just made sense, So it's like coming up with ideas. You're not taking a passive role. Like sometimes the artist is like very like adamant about like, nope, this is what I want to do and whatever.
It's a collaborative effort, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a collaborative effort.
And that's why the people have to trust you when they work with you, right? Because it's like, if they just hire I always hear something about somebody going to the fanciest studios in Detroit, like the fanciest ones. And those are the guys who sometimes they'll just clock you in and clock you out. Like, just come in here. You should know what you want to do. But I feel like you're at that range right now where it's like you get to do both of that. You get to work with the high class, the high priority guys. But because you're still a little bit low key, like you guys get to fucking experiment more and make shit happen more. There's more time. Some studios are charging crazy money, man. I'm sure you're not charging $300 an hour.
No. No, we're not. And this is kind of what, like, this is one thing, like, back to that thing, like, where, like, people, like, for some reason think, like I had a guy, like, ask me to mix his songs, right? And then I was giving him the low price of, like, I'll do them for $60. You got a bunch of songs, like, some other bullshit had happened, so I was trying to rectify it a little bit. I'm like, I'll do them for 60 or whatever. And he's complaining about it. And I did actually hook him up with, like, a low price to mix them. But it's like, they just seem to think, like, I don't know why, they just seem to think, some artists or people that come in, they seem to think that we're getting off on them for $60 an hour. And it's just like, dude, I don't keep $60 an hour. I got to split that.
Right.
First off. Second off, you know, dude, we got to keep the lights on. And like, I always do my best, bro. I don't care who you are. Like, I guess if you're a fucking asshole and you just, you know, waste time and all kinds of shit, like maybe you're not going to get the best, but I don't do that shit on purpose. I always like, I put the same amount of work because to me, I'm not just trying to take people's money and I'm trying to get better at what I'm doing too.
Yeah.
So I always attack every like mix like the best I can.
Yeah, hell of it was saying
it has
that
nothing to do
here.
with like, oh, I'm just getting paid this, or like, oh, this guy's not famous or something. Like, I don't think about it like that.
Yeah.
If you think about it like that, then you need to reevaluate yourself and what you're doing and what you're doing it for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a side, a lot, like directing is the biggest side hustle in the industry because everybody can just go buy a camera and walk around and shoot it and then edit it real quick. And people be like, it's $300 for a video, and that price never moves for years and years and years because they didn't actually take the time to make each video as best as they could. They look at it as a job, right?
Yeah,
this is like something.
I got another 300. Let's get
it. But like for me and people like me and you, this is our passion, and I think those people are right when it's really a passion and something you love. It's not a job anymore, right?
No, so, even when it's hard, because it is hard.
It gets hard, yeah.
I like when I first started out at the lab. I had just got into engineering, and I wouldn't have called myself an engineer. But when he's like, "Hey, you can engineer," it's like, yeah. But like, I wasn't really like good at it at all, and I had never touched Pro Tools. Mm-hmm. I was just in FL Studio. But like, I'm the only engineer there. We're just opening. It's the hip hop lab, so we've got clients like wanting to come record there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was a slow thing. I'm doing 15-hour days. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know how to deal with artists yet. Like, I don't know. Like, it's so many different. I was like anxious all the time, and like it was rough. Like, it's rough. Like, some of the stuff that we do is rough, bro. It's hard.
Sure.
You know,
dude. When I
and that's what separates. Not to cut you off. That's what separates like. Because what we're doing is not so different, you know. Like, it separates like the guy. Like I used to think like, oh no, digital, you know, is going to take over and everybody can do this. Like, yeah, everybody can, but there's going to be a difference between the guy who just like bought some nice camera equipment and like they don't really care. Like that, it always shows. Dude. It always comes out, bro. If you're the guy that goes the extra mile to learn more about what you're doing and to like make things better and to do more than just like point and shoot, and you're like trying to direct and like maybe bounce some ideas, you're learning how to talk with them, you're building a relationship with these guys because everybody's different.
Yeah, all the artists are fucking, you never know what you're gonna get. When I know a guy who bought a red camera, which I don't know if you know what a red camera is, but super expensive camera, and like the guy just fell into a lot of money, and he's like, I'm just gonna start a production company, and he didn't give a fuck about the shit, and it showed. Like, he disappeared so quickly, it was insane. And I remember his footage, like he had the red camera, it looked like he was shooting off a fucking cell phone because he did not know how to operate it, and you could tell he had no passion behind no creativity, no talent behind what he's doing. But one more important thing to me was like, I was in like the fucking trenches shooting these music videos. Like, I wasn't. A lot of people like want to. A lot of these newer directors like think they can play it the safe way. Like, oh yeah, we'll shoot at that studio over there. It's like, no, you're gonna pull up to 7 Mile and we're gonna shoot this bitch.
Like, no, how about we shoot it over? We're over in Farmington.
Yeah, no, dude, it doesn't work like that. Nope. So a lot of people trying to start off as music video directors and as a music video director in Detroit, like, they really want to take the easy way, and there is no easy way. You're going through the hood to shoot videos. You're going where guns are pointed at you. You're going where police are everywhere. You're going where
How do you feel about beef. That, though? How do you feel? I always like...
I don't do it anymore. I retired from that because I have the right to. And if I do, I have to really, really know the person. But at the time, oh my, dude, it's scary, bro. You don't know who the fuck you're pulling. I got arrested during a video shoot because... what happened? I'm actually going to have this guest on because me and him are the one who got locked up together. Me and this artist had pulled up to... I'm sorry. This artist had messaged me in the morning. His name is Ballin' B. And he's like, I got $1,000 for you if you pull up to this video shoot. I said, yeah, boy, send the cash up. Sends the cash up. I pull up to the red zone right behind his Bentley.
Yeah.
Park the car. He gets in the car. Fucking 16 cops surround our car immediately.
Oh, shit.
Put your fucking hands on the wheel. Put your fucking hands on the wheel. And you know when you like you're so phased out, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was like moving my hands. I was like, what?
Yeah, oh,
so
shit.
they're like thinking like, what's this guy doing? Like, what's it? They're like, you know, like when they open the door, you know, like you were like 1 second away from getting shot. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, we got to search your car. I'm like, all right. Search the car. They find a gun. We don't know whose gun it is to this day, but there was a gun in the car. Me and him got fucking locked the fuck up. I'm in county, like just sitting there like, oh, what am I gonna get out of here? Me and him are like going crazy, like trying to figure out what's going on. And I got arrested that day, and then I was in jail for like 2 days, and shit, worse 2 days. And my lawyer is telling me to say crazy shit. She's like, do this, do that. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get killed if I keep listening to your advice. So I'm just gonna say I want to speak to my lawyer, talk to my lawyer. If anybody says anything about snitching, I'm not gonna fucking do anything.
Well,
so I was just like, the detective, when I got out, the detective's like, why'd you have a gun in your car? And I looked at him, I was like, I want to see my lawyer. He's like, get the fuck out of my face. I turned around, like 16 hours later, they let me go. But it was sucky time, bro. Like to be, cause all you're thinking to yourself is like, bro, I just came here to shoot a music video, like, and now I'm going to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when does that happen in a job?
One thing I'll tell you right now, like, I don't ever let anybody in my car.
Yeah, that was the biggest mistake.
I remember when I had a motorcycle, bro. I was like, thank God I don't have to have like, I have the perfect excuse, like, oh yeah, dude, sorry, man. Like, I'll meet you guys over there, like. Yeah. But even now though, I'm just like, I'm not just letting nobody in my car.
It was just the way it happened was so fast. Like he was like, what up? And I was like, what up? And I unlocked the door, and then boom, we got in. But yeah, I mean, bullshit of being in the industry is like for, you know, like you said, we both kind of deal with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes mine gets more in the field, like where you're actually there and like, you know, but you're dealing with the same, like dealing with art.
I mean, I'm kind of sort of in, you know, shit.
Yeah, you know, I feel you. Like, do you travel a little when you do you travel when you make beats or anything like that?
Yeah, I've traveled. I went to LA with Crispy Life and
cool.
YSR Grams. You know, I was out there working with Vezo and, you know, freaking.
What's been your favorite collaboration so far, and what have been like the most mainstream collaborations you've had so far?
Like with the producer?
No, with collaboration with artists, or obviously you're working with them, you're getting paid too. But like, just who have you worked with that's notable for you?
Rio, Vezo, Crispy Life, YSR Grams. Damn, it's a bunch of people. Shitty boys like Tron. You know what's really cool is like Doughboys Cash Out. Like, cool. I really used to fucking listen to their music a lot. And Keys had tapped in with me, and Dre, Payroll actually hit me up like for one of his boys to book a session. But like, it's crazy that they know who I am. I got stuff on the way with on Keys, like a lot of stuff on the way with him.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. Actually, we actually did. We just dropped something, or he just dropped something that we did.
If you saw a kid making beats and he's trying to become an upcoming producer in the city, what advice? How would you guide him? What would you tell him to do? What steps?
Well, you got to get good at what you're doing, but if you're good enough, you can get in the door. You have to. I did so much stuff. I want to say like, you got to be willing to put in the work, and you got to make good connections with people. And I'm not talking about the spammy thing, like going on Instagram and like, hey, dude, I love your stuff. Let's work, bro. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Because, like, people ask me that all the time. And it's not like I don't want to work with people, but it's just like, you don't know who's trying to use you. Like, you don't know, like, I might not have the time to, like, you know. Like, I'm not saying not to hit people up like that, but you want to build like an actual solid connection with people. For sure. You know, whether it be artists and other producers, I would say start working with the people around the artist. If you want to, if there's an artist you want to work with, like tap in with their producers, try to work with them, build actual connections with them. Like, don't just, you know, just be on some spammy shit or like just think that, you know, you made a beat with them and like, all right, that's cool. Like, build connections with these people. For sure. And look, don't look at, oh, I'm about to be popping this year. Like, this is my year. Like, look at it like 5 years. Like, I'm about to grind hard as hell for the next 5 years. And maybe in 3 years, maybe in 4 years, I'm going to see some stuff happen. But like, don't look at it that way. Like, you need to work all the time. And take care of yourself though.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree, man. Even me, like now, like with stuff
You gotta
balancing
take care of your health.
Yeah, everything. I do all that, but if I'm on that, oh yeah, man, balancing yourself out. Obviously, I always tell people, like I was doing a panel the other day, and they were asking me for advice about how to start a career, and I said the first thing is not the career. The first thing is you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your inner work is done first before you go start anything. A lot of people are all unbalanced in life, and then they want to go start a rap career, or a music career, or whatever career they want to go start, but they can't even manage it because they haven't learned to manage themselves yet. You know, like they don't have proper diet, exercise. I always tell people, do some yoga, do some meditation, get your mind clear. Make sure this is, number one, make sure this is really what you want to do before you get in it. And the only way to figure that out is by sitting alone.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah, sit alone one day, dude.
You have to be really honest with yourself. Like I was saying, like, why did I not have traction all those years before when I first started? Like, I was all over the place, bro. I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was scared to commit to it and put in the work to actually do it. And how could I have been honest with myself? You got to be honest with yourself. And this goes beyond music or anything. Like you were just saying, like, literally what you just said, like, taking care of your mental health, and you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Like,
Fact.
Am I doing this because I want to like get attention or something? Like,
or do you really love it?
Do I really like this? Do I care about it? Do I care about the music?
Exactly.
Do I care about the product or the service or like the connections, and like, do you care about the journey? Like, you have to love the process of it. You have to love the process. Even like all the shitty times, like when I worked with Rio, like I used to do 8-hour, 14-hour sessions with him, and there was like 40 people in there, like 25 people in there. They're blowing it down. I don't even smoke weed. I'm starting to feel high. It's loud. I don't know what's going on. You know, like, you know, and I really like working with Rio, actually. Like, he's super dope to work with.
Mm.
But, you know, sometimes this stuff gets hectic, and like now I could handle that. I still don't really like doing big ass sessions. Like, it's too much going on, but I know how to handle myself. But like, you got to go through that pain. You got to go through like the awkwardness and all the, you know, the hard stuff that's not fun. Because people from the outside look at it, they're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get into music because this looks glamorous. Like, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, I know. One time I had a guy come in, and he was doing a podcast, and he sat down on this couch, and he's like, man, I could get used to this life. And I was like, dude, you think this is like, this is it? Like, you get to sit on leather couches all day long, and that's what this is what being an artist is, showing up to shit? No, man, it goes way, way beyond that. I remember times where I used to be like, because, you know, Sada was a huge part of why people started recognizing me and learning about me. You know, I had one of the biggest rappers in Detroit as one of my helping my platform. I remember the days I used to be following him when he performed. People were surround him. You can't even get near him sometimes. Like, and you're the photographer. You're the one working for him. So I used to be fucking walking around with my camera. I'm just like shooting away. Like, there's no way to get a good shot here. There's no way. But you're getting shoved and hit, and people are knocking your camera back. People are ashing their cigars in your fucking bag. Then you have to go
I heard you talk about that.
Oh yeah, that's happened, dude. Yeah, but no, I know what you're saying, man. Like, especially when there's 30 people in the studio, like
it's not really necessary either. Like, if I could have it my way, I'd be like, look, bro, let's chill. We're gonna vibe out. We're gonna make some really nice music, and the world's gonna pay us.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna make something really nice, bro. Let's keep it down a little bit. Like, if I could, cause that's the other thing. Another thing I'll tell all the new producers and engineers, even artists, like, protect your hearing, protect your ears.
Dude,
you should not be listening to anything loud for too long.
Bro.
It's going to damage your ears. You're not going to notice the hearing loss, but you're going to be sorry when...
No, I have tinnitus. You're going to notice it. Yeah, I got it from drumming, dude. I got it from a show when I was a kid. I took out my earplugs and I started rattling on the cymbals. Tinnitus is insane, bro. But like, I see some of your guys, like producers, man, they really don't give a fuck.
There's no reason to, bro. Like, you're not going to get a better sound or anything, even a vibe, bro. Like, there's no excuse to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally fucking yourself over, and there's no going back from it. Like,
they're working on shit though, so be hopeful.
Well, you know, that's wishful thinking.
Yeah, no, like, seriously,
I don't know.
They have the auto 313 is coming out. It might be the solution. It regenerates your hair cell, inner ear cell, hair cells in your ear. So we might have some luck. We might be lucky, bro.
As for now, though, you know.
As for now, it sucks. You can't sleep. But talk to.
Can you tell me how you met Sada Baby though?
I just told the story on Sunday. Midgets. Literally midgets, and I'm not even kidding. I went and it was through midgets that I met, and we were at a video shoot, and there was midgets there, and Sada was pouring liquor to the midgets.
Wow.
And I met him, and he helped me throughout the shoot because I remember the artist was being mad at me because I wanted to shoot the lights in a certain way, and the artist didn't want to waste time doing all that. But Sada's like, no, the lights need to be done the way he wants it. He's the director. I was like, I like this motherfucker here. And then Jobina had talked to us after and said, you wanted a fake story, didn't you? You wanted a fake story?
I just want to know the truth.
That was the truth. Everybody's like, I wanted the fake one, not the real story. But yeah, midgets, dude, it was crazy. There was midgets everywhere. It was wild. We were serving them champagne. It was a good time. But I was gonna ask you one last question, man.
Yeah.
What's something you wish you could tell artists? For your own personal business and for your own, like, something that's just like, God damn it, does this have to be part of the process here?
I feel like, there's probably like a lot of like we could be nitpicky about a lot of stuff, like about being on time or like not being too fucked up. Oh, that's something that like I don't like. If somebody's drunk as hell or something, like I don't feel like that's stupid. Like, just come in here. Like, you're not gonna make your best music when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Unless you're old dirty bastard, I guess. I don't know, but like, I'm kind of I just try to like flow with different stuff. I mean, I think there's certain like there's like a threshold and there's like boundaries. You know, don't cross those. I will never work with you again. I don't care to, but. I'm pretty flexible with people. I'm not judging them for maybe their drug use or anything or whatever. Like, I'm there to help you achieve the best sound that I can possibly do for you.
I remember I shot a music video for this guy named Foolish Al. He was super, super fucking talented kid. Super talented. He did Molly before the shoot, literally like 10 minutes before the shoot. Dude, literally 10 minutes before the shoot. It's fucking crazy setup. All these girls were there. He had everything set up. We spent so much money on this production. He does Molly. We're shooting the music video. All of a sudden he disappears. Nobody can find the guy. We're like 10 minutes into shooting. We find him like hooking up with some girl in the basement. He's like, I'll be back in the shoot in a minute. And we're like, bro, like what? Then he's like, everybody go home. Like he's getting back up. He's like, everybody go. He got super paranoid. He's like, everybody just go home right now. We're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, dude, we spent like 4 weeks planning this thing, and then I never saw him again. But drugs can fuck up a whole production, like whether it's the studio or the video shoot. Like, I do everything sober when I do productions, man, because I just figured it's the best route for me. But
yeah.
The studio's even worse because it already feels like a vibe. Like, you're already chilling, everybody's there, like listening to your music. You want to vibe out, maybe you want to get in your feelings, so you do some drugs. But it doesn't work for everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion, and like I want to say experience, but if I say that, then people will be mad. You don't need that. You don't need drugs to do that. Can you? You can, but if you become too reliant on that shit, it's not good.
No.
Yeah, you know, like I used to do that and make beats, and I don't know, it wasn't very good. Like if you're drunk making a beat or something, like it's like the next you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like it sounds like shit. I don't know.
Oh man, listen, Danny, I need to have you come back, man. I feel like it was too short. It was a good hour, but it's still too short. I need you to come back, man. Seriously. But everybody go check out my dog, Danny G, man. He's got millions of streams going out all publicly and worldwide and everything like that. Topping charts on Apple Music and topping charts elsewhere as well. And also, again, your social media is fucking hilarious. You guys, the comedies. My bad. Primo asked me to keep this on him because Nick, because that camera's going to cut. You hit record on that once. Oh, they're both about. What is Yoi? What the fuck is Yoi?
Yoi, man. Yoi is just like.
Oh, it's SpongeBob.
It like I don't know. It's like it kind of is. I feel like it's like it's just like I concur or like I agree with you or like hey or like or just like or like Yoi. Like Yoi could just be like it's just like anything. It can be applied to anything, but you have to have like. The voice inflection or like
not anybody can just fucking
the body language to be able to differentiate which Yoi you're using. Like You know what I'm saying? Like, because the way you say it.
It's a versatile word.
It's versatile.
Danny G Beats. Everybody go check out my dog. We have Parallel Sound Studio shooting this production. Vantage Photo shooting this production. We're at Parallel Sound Studio. Cameron's about to die. We're out. Peace.